Evening all. My startup venture is a little bit different to what's been presented so far. It's actually in the fintech, financial technology space. And as it states there, I'm looking to create a digital currency platform for local independent businesses across Sheffield and the Sheffield City region. So just a quick 3 paragraphs here as to what and why. The literature here is from the New Economics Foundation in regards to the economic multiplier effect, and essentially the core of why I'm doing this. There's a few independent currency platforms in the UK at the minute. Bristol, Brixton, Exeter, and Liverpool are looking to launch their own independent currency later in the year. However, what I'm looking to do here in Sheffield is very different and kind of pulls in and ties into my my background and my previous career. So I was with HSBC for 9 years, for my sins, in a corporate banking environment where I created liquidity and cash management structures and solutions for multinational companies. So the key objectives of this initiative is reduce banking and merchant costs for SME businesses, therefore enhancing their project. Offering an alternative localised payment method compared to sterling, creating a better payment and shopping experience for consumers, building stronger ties between local community and independent retailers, and I'll let you read the final few bullet points, but ultimately giving Sheffield something to be proud about, supporting the growth of our region's economy and achieving our aspirations of becoming a magnet city. So, what exactly is a Sheffield Pound? I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel at all. I'm not printing my own money. As defined by the FCA, the Financial Conduct Authority, it's e-money, electronic money. So it's a digital currency platform being built upon strong, reliable and easily understood blockchain technology. And it's an alternative method of payment using a smartphone wallet application. So I have a prototype which I've built, which I'm quite proud of. It's pretty good. The technology which we'll be using is BLE, Bluetooth Low Energy. So there'll be a Bluetooth beacon at the point of sale, and it'll be an alternative to the existing card merchant processing machine that the shopkeeper and the business has. This is the existing framework, and this is how the payment process works in a minute. I think there'll be 1 or 2 people in the room who will know what PSD2 is, the Payment Service Directive 2, which in October of 2018 will be law, where all banks, all financial institutions need to open up their payment architecture and infrastructure to create better products, better solutions, cheaper products, and a better customer journey and customer experience. This is what it will turn into. So going from what was a 7-step process to a 3-step process. Talking about a better experience for the consumer, this is built for independent businesses, but also in mind of local consumers and local residents. In Q4 of last year, I conducted a lot of market research, speaking to business owners, speaking to local residents. I can't recognise anybody from this room, unfortunately, but it was very interesting to understand what a business owner wants, but more importantly, the customer. The main feedback I was getting was, great, it's going to save the business maybe 1–1.5% of their card transactional fees, but what's in it for me? What do I get back? So it's more than just a smartphone application. The prototype of the MVP, which I built, consists of 4 key elements. So it's a low-cost alternative payment solution, exclusively for independently owned businesses across the Sheffield region, Sheffield City region. The market research conducted was very enlightening. It also goes to show how much banks and merchant card processing companies rip off businesses, as simple as that. The median card processing fee was 3%. The highest which I encountered was a fashion retailer on Division Street, 2 doors down from the Forum, been in business for a couple of years. It was 3.7% that they were being charged. 75% of their business is being paid by the card. So it's quite a significant amount of revenue that they're actually losing. For the consumer, it's an incentivised e-wallet for consumers, city residents, where, going back to the research which I conducted, the retailers can provide special offers, loyalty rewards and discounts back to the consumer for them using this payment platform. Also, it's a client engagement platform for local businesses to target existing and new customers. Going back to the market research which I conducted, and also my experience in both the corporate banking and the retail banking sector as well, the money management and roundup of small change function on transaction, this ties into the underlying social mission which I have for the business, where it's giving back to Sheffield as a whole, but it's helping consumers to save, where they have the option of rounding up each transaction to the nearest 25, 50p or per pound. That change is then siphoned off into their nominated savings account. Another option which I have is where we have a panel of 4 local charities covering a lot of different social issues in the city, where if the consumer chooses for the small change to be given to the charity, it will be split across all 4. Sorry, I've lost my way. 1 second. So, I'm full of cold and I forgot to introduce myself properly at the start. So, my technology company, which I've created over the last 12 months, the first product which we're looking to bring to market is the Sheffield Pound. The second business, which is ready to go live in March, is Sheffield Independent Services, which is a cost management brokerage. So all of the overheads and all of the costs for retail businesses, such as your existing card processing companies, your insurance, your utilities, we have a service in place where we've got agreements with a large range of product providers where they can provide a cost saving to all of the overheads. The third product which we're looking to launch is an e-commerce platform and commercial trading exchange. Has anybody come across something called Sardex on the island of Sardinia? Nope. Okay. It's a commercial trading exchange, essentially, where the island of Sardinia has become self-sufficient, where businesses who have surplus stocks, surplus items, even down to their knowledge and their manpower, they can use the commercial trade exchange to help out other businesses on the island. Why don't we replicate something similar to that here in Sheffield, within the border of Sheffield city region? And the final platform is a localised supply chain and logistics platform, where we don't need Uber and delivery. Barker's Pool, there's multiple taxis throughout the day parked up, sat idle. Every taxi rank across the city, they're exactly the same. They could be a one-stop shop following the Uber model, where you're not just a driver, you're delivering parcels, you're delivering fast food, items on demand, whatever it is. Hopefully we can provide a supply chain and logistics platform as well. I'll open it out to any questions. Apologies, I'm not the best public speaker. I'm also full of cold as well, so I hope I've articulated my points, and yeah, I'm open to any questions.
How does it differ to Bitcoin? I might be ignorant to this.
Good question. It's not crypto. It's not a mined currency. It's parity to sterling. So the back-end software which I'm using is effectively cash in, cash out. So it's just a currency holding platform. It's electronic money. I hope that's answered your question.
I mean, I don't know whether I would trust anything like this. I mean, I've never actually bought a Bitcoin. So
Neither have I, and I don't understand Bitcoins.
So how does this differ then? I'm talking in terms of the end user that understands money, you can see in his hand.
Yeah.
You're bringing a new kind of technology for money.
Yeah.
How are you going to help them get over that,
Yeah.
that edge?
Yeah. It's a payment wallet. That's the easiest way to look at it. It's a payment platform. So a couple of models which I've built in terms of how you buy the Sheffield Pound, so to speak, is you can either link your debit or your credit card, or set up a direct debit, where when you transact at the point of sale, we will then take the funds out of your account and pay it to
Why don't I just pay with direct debit and credit card in the first place? Why do I need
So when you pay at a point of sale with a card, the business owner can be charged anything from, well, like I said, some of the fees are extortionate, 3.7, 3.8%. Some could be as low as 1.5%. Essentially, it's a cost saving for a business. So they are not paying, let's say 3% as the medium, for you paying with a card. It's a cost saving to that business owner.
Do I get any savings from this?
I'm sorry, do you?
Do I, as the consumer in the street,
Yeah.
more money, do I get anything?
That's why I'm looking at what else I can add in for a consumer, so which is the roundup per transactions, where your small change can be set aside at the end of the week and then deposited into an ISA account. I'm looking to speak with local financial institutions to see if I can establish hopefully a preferential rate for members of the Sheffield Pound scheme. So yes, your small change can be rounded up, put into a nominated savings account. There's 3 different models which I've built for the loyalty and rewards to go back to you and everybody else as a consumer, but essentially it's down to the business owner. Do they want to follow one of the 3 models which I've created, or excuse me, do they just want to say that okay, somebody uses this, they will get 5% off every transaction, every purchase by using the Sheffield Pound digital wallet. So as time progresses, hopefully there can be more initiatives which are added to this so that there is more savings for consumers.
This is not really, for the consumer, it's not really an economic motivation, I would say. It's an emotional one. Because by using the Sheffield Pound, you're helping local businesses. That's what it's about. I mean, that's, you know, the norm is that people want to use it because by doing it, they can do something very simple that doesn't cost them anything. In the process of doing so, they get an improved customer experience because they can pay through the app, through the wallet. And by doing so, they also reduce the transaction charges that local businesses are subject to otherwise.
Yeah. So first of all, there's this clear saving for the local businesses, but it's also incentivising the customer as well. They get that little discount or creating a better experience. So as they're walking out of the store, the little Bluetooth beacon can send a little push notification saying, "Thank you very much, Mr. Diamond, for your purchase today. Here's a 10% discount for the next time you come and shop with us." Something along those lines.
Yeah, just another thought on, in terms of this is, so I work at Sheffield Hallam. There's a system in terms of the canteens at Sheffield Hallam where you have a staff card. There's an account connected to that, so you can put money on that. You can get any of the canteens there. You pay money using your staff card, and sometimes you get offered discounts if not always, but sometimes you get offered a discount there, and it's just a convenient thing. So in a way, if I'm understanding what you're talking about correctly, it's like that, but it's beyond one institution. It's like if you take something like that and scale it out, it's kind of like, well, actually that works, so why shouldn't it work? And I guess you need to get buy-in from a few places, and then it could escalate.
Yeah. So far we've got 18 businesses which are interested in using the platform when it goes live, and it is. You're right. It's a case of 1 or 2 stores. We get it right. It's perfect. It's working functionally for those stores. We look to scale out across the city centre. Then we look further afield in the outer suburbs. Ultimately, we want this to be across the whole of Sheffield City region, where it's an alternative payment platform that all consumers use because it's providing that the cost saving to the business owner. Hi.
You say is it paying to sterling? Did you say in terms of exchange rates?
Yeah, it's parity. Yeah, it's parity to sterling. So again, the gentleman's question,
well,
Bitcoin, it's
Bitcoin that differs. If you have a quick Bitcoin, it's
it's not live.
There's no exchange.
Exactly.
But you are using blockchain as a ledger.
Yeah.
How kind of live is this? Have you launched it yet? Can I use it?
Not at this stage, no. I've been in dialogue with the FCA since July of last year. I've just recently got their official steering paper of what I need to do to obtain the required licence. Ideally, July, I would like to go live, but it could take up to 6 months for the licence to be issued. I'm looking at getting approval for something called limited network exemption, where there'll be a select group of 10 businesses across Sheffield, where we can go out and select 5 consumers, and they test the application. But it has to be so limited, the network. It's an FCA regulated product at the end of the day, so I would love to get this live next week if I could.
Sorry, are you the software developer, or do you run the business? Do you have a team?
No, so I'm the founder of the business, and I am actively looking for a co-founder to come on board. I'm banking and finance. Coding is not my area of expertise at all.
You made the MVP then?
Myself. Yes.
You are a coder.
To a certain degree, yeah. Not to the level required for this. And I'm happy to show you the MVP afterwards if you want to have a chat and show you. And anybody else as well. Like I say, apologies, I couldn't really articulate my points at the start, but I hope you understand. I think using the term a Sheffield Pound might be a little bit misleading. Effectively, this is an alternative of Apple Pay and Google Wallet, but specifically for local businesses. I can just see John Lewis there. I like John Lewis, but I'm sorry, this isn't for you. This is for our local independent businesses to save them money.
But to that end, it seems to me that you're going to need to partner with the organisations that are already aggregating that sector. It's really important. So when you've got an organisation like Now Then that is aggregating across the city centre, and across particularly independent businesses across the whole of Sheffield, specifically focusing on that sector, you know, who've already, they've got a distribution network, they've got a set of relationships. It would seem to me really important that rather than trying to do something sitting just beside them, you're not really connected into them. And there are others as well.
Yes. Yeah, I'm aware of independent Sheffield as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, valid point. And yeah, that's one thing I'm considering. Do I look to partner with these existing companies as a joint venture, or is this standalone? Because essentially, it is a payment platform, it's a payment wallet. But going back to the research I've conducted, the consumers and general public are saying, okay, it's great, what's in it for me? That's why I've now had to add on additional sections where the retailers are having to give something back to entice a customer to use the platform.
But that's where the alignment works by working in partnership, because there are other added value benefits.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I want to try and build this as quite a comprehensive proposition where there's value-added services for the businesses and the consumers across all of the city.
The universities could be interested.
I'm already in discussion with Sheffield Pound. And I know the card is fantastic. It'd be brilliant if, come September of next year, every new student to Sheffield, and when they go into halls, they can download this app, and their weekly meal allowances is on the application, and every sort of retail and food outlets across all campus sites, they can just tap, enter their PIN code, all biometric, and they've paid. That'd be fantastic.
Have you looked at working with Sheffield Credit Union or some of the other credit unions?
Yeah, I'm in discussions with
them.
Yeah. I want to keep as much locally here in Sheffield as I can. So.
One of the things that local currencies try and do as well is keep the money that's spent in store in the area. So, like, for example, if I go and spend £1 at Sainsbury's, like you, exactly.
Yeah.
Is there anything in there that kind of locks it? Is there any incentive for me as a business owner to use the Sheffield pounds that my customers have spent to go to another Sheffield pound business and buy from them to keep the money local?
Yeah, absolutely. An ideal solution would be partnering with a local institution where each business owner who is a part of the Sheffield Pound scheme, they have an account there, and all of the revenue and the sales proceeds from using the digital wallet comes into that account. They then use those funds to pay their business owners, local buyers, suppliers, produce from whatever outlet it may be. So essentially, yeah, it is kept within the city.
I
hope that
B2B transactions would be even cheaper than
Next phase hopefully will be an online payment gateway as well. So yes, B2B transactions, yeah, that's in the pipeline. I need to get this right first with consumer to business, and then we look at adding extras.
Could it be taken forward to public transport?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, first Stagecoach.
Yeah.
They're on my list of strategical partnerships, which I would like to form.
And Supertram as well, definitely.
Yeah, Stagecoach is a provider of Supertram. They use NFC technology. I'm using BLE, and the reason behind that is Apple have locked down all of the NFC chips on their handsets, specifically for Apple Pay. So
Ridiculous, isn't it? Well, not
it's
quite
expected,
there,
though, really. Yeah.
They'll probably open it up in a year.
Eventually.
I don't want to wait a year or two. So the alternative is BLE, and it's used in a couple of countries for a couple of payment wallets, which I've used personally in the UAE and in France. Platforms called Fivery and Beam Wallet. They use BLE. Going back to the question of partnering with public transport providers, how could I integrate the BLE beacon, which is required, into the ticket?